Thank you, Chairman and Ranking Member, for having this hearing, and thank you to our witnesses for joining us today. This hearing could not come at a better time, considering the rapid changes occurring at the Small Business Administration. SBA's work has helped turn the dreams of countless everyday entrepreneurs into reality and has helped thousands climb up the socioeconomic ladder in America. My home district, the 10th district in the great state of New Jersey, is proud to host the SBA New Jersey Regional Office, providing important services all over the Garden State. For years, SBA employees have worked hard for the American people, and we owe it to them to ensure that they are treated fairly while performing their work for our communities. As mentioned in this committee hearing today, we've heard over and over again about the reckless firings of hundreds of employees at SBA, including the probationary employees, which is why I introduced the Merit Act to ensure that these employees are granted back their jobs immediately and the back pay. I've heard from many of you today about the strains on the department, which obviously trickle down to the businesses and the support that they're able to get. So for each of the witnesses today, I would like to ask, do you support the firing of these hundreds of employees? We can start with Mr. Gutierrez.
Under the current direction of the administration, I would say yes.
It's funny because in your opening statement, you said that they were short-staffed. So, I mean, the SBA is already short-staffed, but you support the firing of these hundreds of employees that was just recently fired.
I would say that the majority of the firings, from what I understand and what I've read, are out of the D.C. area, as opposed to what's going on in the field. I know that the field has been really underrepresented, and I believe that when you have any type of transition like this that could lead to potentially more stability down the line, that's something that, from a private standpoint, that goes to efficiency. So yes, I understand that there's been lots of jobs lost, but to my point earlier, those jobs were never out in the field, and they were never really affecting a lot of the regions that they were in.
Do you know that for sure?
Well, I can speak directly to the Missouri and the Kansas City district
But not
offices.
for the entire, not for every office or every.
Well, of course not. I can't speak for across
thank you.
the
Mr.
nation.
Ortiz?
I worked at a consulting agency called Boston Consulting Group. This is something that we used to do day in and day out, is trying to make sure that we have an organization that is more effective and efficient for, in this particular case, it's not an organization, but it's an agency that works for the federal government, who actually is taxpayer funded. We have a responsibility to our small business owners to make sure that we have the most effective and efficient, not only agency, but people working for it. I was a small business owner, and I will tell you that I bet everything I had on my small business, and I want to make sure that every small business owner that goes to the SBA knows that they have the most effective and efficient people working in that
It's
agency.
a yes or no, Mr. Ortiz.
Well,
Do you
that's my
support-
answer, ma'am.
So you don't, it's yes or no. Do you support the firings of those people?
I support a more effective and efficient agency.
Okay, next, Mr. Trent?
No.
Thank you.
Yeah. I mean, I come at this work as a veteran family, and so I think when I think of SBA, I think of veteran entrepreneurs. My grandfather served in World War II. My brothers, both in the Army. One was deployed to Iraq. You've got thousands and thousands of veteran entrepreneurs who started businesses. That growth rate in veteran-owned businesses doubled in the first 2 years of the Biden administration. Now you've got those same veterans who served our country, defending the freedoms that a lot of us take for granted, who have had the rug pulled out from under them as a result of these mass firings. It's shameful.
Thank you so much for that. I want to thank the witnesses, even those who kind of skated around the question. But the point of the matter is we have to make it make sense. We cannot sit up here and say that, you know, we need a more efficient, we need to have more help at SBA. We hear from different businesses all the time about the delay in assistance that they can get from SBA sometimes. So sitting up here saying that we support the firings or we don't support, or there's not enough staffing, it's just not all making sense. And we should be supporting our small businesses and making sure we're delivering to them as much assistance that we can do. That is our job here, not to be making things harder for them. Thank you. With that, I yield back.